The El Paso Chihuahuas are off to a 12-6 start here to the 2015 season. They're in first place in the Pacific Coast League, and with us right now, skipper Pat Murphy. Well, I'll tell you what, you probably are just thrilled to be spending so much time in El Paso because it's treated you pretty well.
Sure has. It's a great place to play baseball, and the fans are great, as we've mentioned many times, and it's a good way to start the season.
You were 4-4 after your first 8 games, and since then in your last 10, you've been 8-2. Tell me really the difference as far as the first homestand and what we've seen since.
Well, not much difference in personnel. We've only lost some players. I think we're finding ourselves offensively and a little bit defensively too. I think we've had some struggles early on defense, and offense wasn't putting it all together. Our pitching was our starting pitching still a concern, but I think now we've gotten some good performances on the mound. Our defense is getting better, still not great, and our offense is now something to be reckoned with.
Offense is unreal because you're scoring runs like they're going out of style on a regular basis, and even in a game like Sunday, you score 2 runs, but you only give up 1, and you win 2-1.
Yeah, I mean, they're finding ways to win right now. We know we're not an experienced club by any means, not nearly as experienced as the teams we've played. Our starting pitching is a concern, but somehow we've put it together. I'm proud of the guys. I mean, they've put it together. They're having fun together, and that's what it's all about when you start a season, something to build on.
Murph, what about when you're filling out this lineup card on a nightly basis? The hardest part is who to leave off the lineup, considering you have so many guys that probably could and should play every night.
Yeah, you know, one of the things you consider, Steve, is that you want to give some guys some time. You don't want to blow them out early. And you can do that. You can burn guys out in a heartbeat, and they get excited and they try to go too hard. So you really got to be mindful of that and check in with the trainers every day, see how people are feeling. And then it becomes, and then a little bit of it's mandated, a little bit of, hey, look, so-and-so is going to play 8 out of 10 games. That's the way it's going to be. So it's not as hard as you think, but it's hard when you leave anyone off because they're all great guys.
Rymer Liriano, he struggled a little bit out of the gate. You move him up to the top of the order, and all of a sudden he seems very comfortable there.
Yeah, I think he does. I think he likes it leading off or batting second. I think he feels more comfortable. We get to have him at the plate more, which is better for his experience. We know once he gets on track, he'll be a force to be reckoned with. Defensively, he struggled a little bit, so I think his offensive struggles aided to his defensive struggles, and then vice versa. Now he's starting to swing it better, and he's playing better defense. So he's a very capable player, and hopefully by the end of this season, you know, he's a ready-made major leaguer.
How do you explain Austin Hedges' fast start? Because he's really never hit this well at any level, at least to start the year, and he's been one of your most consistent bats.
Yeah, I think he's gaining in confidence, and he's someone who has blended in very, very nicely and isn't worried about what level he's at. He's worried about having good at-bats, and his most important job is to catch, you know, and call a great game. And he's doing those things. He's been the best player we have, really, if you think about it. Overall, he's been the best player in the field, position player-wise, and it's a great sign for the Padres' future because this kid's, you know, I wouldn't say he's ready, but I'd say he's getting closer.
I know Hedges was determined, at least at the start of the year, to prove to everybody that he could hit the ball enough to play in the big league level, and it seems that that's been the case.
Yeah, I mean, this is a big difference between this level and the big leagues. Let's make no mistake about it. It's a bigger jump than it is to go from AA to AAA than people think. I mean, the big leagues is a huge jump, and but Austin is proving that he can handle this level, and hopefully it continues and he shows some consistency for a couple months, and I think there's going to be a lot of interest in bringing him to the big leagues.
We're with Chihuahuas manager Pat Murphy right here as we continue. So some new players coming into the clubhouse today. Noticed some transactions, guys going up to San Diego, one player going down to AA in San Antonio, and yet some new blood here.
Yeah, you know, Rierick has been here before, Chris Rierick, and he got his first chance to be in the big leagues. That's exciting. He's a wonderful young man. But to have him back, maybe for a short time, maybe for a month, who knows. But I think you're going to see a little bit of the shuttle going back and forth with the Rierick and the Garces and the Vincent and the Quackenbushes, and I think you're going to see that. So, but they're all great kids. Frankie Garces is a kid I've never been around, but I've always liked him from afar. And then Jay Jackson's new in town today, and I had him in spring training, and know Jay, and you know, he's been in this league before, and I think he'll add something to our club.
Murph, there's been a lot into speeding up the game. Matter of fact, the clock that'll be enforced now in May has been here since day one. And yesterday's game, 2 hours, 16 minutes. I can't remember the last time we had a game that was just over 2 hours, but it seems like most AAA games are definitely starting to see the effects of the clock.
No doubt about it. And I think that it's done without a lot of fanfare. I mean, we haven't talked about it a lot. These are the rules. You go by them. And I think it's good for the game. I think MLB knows what they're doing, and I think that soon you'll see it in the major leagues, and I don't think it'll be an issue at all.
As far as the fun stuff behind the scenes, I know Cody Decker's having a little fun with your new video guy. Now, I understand that because he didn't wear a collared shirt, you gave Cody permission to put the new video guy in different outfits.
Not exactly how it went, but here's what happened: is our video guy, Josh Carmen, got a chance to travel for the first time. So in traveling, we have a certain dress code, and it's not real strict, but there's some guidelines to go by, and he didn't go by that. Didn't know any better. That's on him. That's his responsibility to know. So when he came back, I asked the shot callers. We have 6 shot callers on the team. Those are guys that kind of call the shots when it comes to team stuff like that. And they turned it over to Deck, who wants to be a shot caller and isn't, for various reasons, Steve, that you probably can realize. But they turned it over to Deck, knowing that Deck would have a creative mind, and he certainly has. And he's had some outfits that are just outrageous. It's been beautiful.
What's your favorite outfit you've seen thus far from Josh?
Well, I love the first one. I love the clown. It kind of shocked me. But then he followed it up with Batman, and everything since has been pretty good. So I'm not saying I have a favorite, but I guess Batman would probably be nose out the clown. I didn't think we could outdo the clown, but then I saw the Batman outfit. It fit him well.
You're about to hit the road later in the week. I can tell just by sitting down with you, this is about as good as you seem like you've been in a while right now. There's nothing like it when a team wins and things are going well, is there?
Yeah, it's a great feeling. It really is a great feeling. And as a manager, you know there's going to be adversity, and there's going to be bumps in the road, and you just hope you can get through that adversity. Like I said, we've got a really young team. We've got at least 3 guys in our rotation that don't have experience and haven't had any success at AAA doing this. So we've got our work cut out for us, but we're just going to enjoy it. And when the adversity comes, we're going to get through it. And you get through it by being a team, and I think we're starting to build that in here.
Great seeing you. We'll look forward to seeing you again when you come back into town.
Thanks, Steve. I enjoyed it.